In this episode, we take a look at the Antenicene church. That would be the church pre-Constantine, pre-320-ish. And we take a look at their thoughts on government. And one of the reasons that the early church is extremely important for us is because they were very close to Jesus and the apostles. Some of them even trained under the apostles, or somebody who trained under the apostles. And so they help us to perhaps get a clearer glimpse of what Jesus is teaching in regard to anything, but here specifically for this episode, government. There were three particular problems that the early church had with Roman government and participation in government. The first was the anti-violence position. So a lot of the quotes in regard to government make government a problem because they wield the sword. And Christians just don't wield the sword, not even for capital punishments or anything like that. So violence was a problem. Second is idolatry. Worshipping Caesar, worshipping the gods were an integral part of being in the army or being in government. And then third, which is a lesser concept that's more implied in some of the quotes, is the idea that we don't serve two kingdoms. We only serve one king and one kingdom, and that's Jesus Christ. And I'm not going to make myself subservient to Caesar. So we're going to delve into a few quotes here, but check out the full episode for more. So the first quote is from the Apostolic Tradition, which is circa 200, and this document says, quote, "Concerning those who wear red, or believers who become soldiers, or astrologers, or magicians, or such like, let them be excluded. One who has the power of the sword, or the head of a city, and wears red, let him stop or be excluded." Another representative quote from Hippolytus, quote, "A military constable must be forbidden to kill, neither may he swear. If he is not willing to follow these instructions, he must be rejected. A proconsul or magistrate who wears the purple and governs by the sword shall give it up or be rejected." And finally, Tertullian, who is also circa 200. "But now inquiry is made about this point, whether a believer may turn himself unto military service, and whether the military may be admitted unto the faith, even the rank and file, or each inferior grade, to whom there is no necessity for taking part in sacrifices or capital punishments. There is no agreement between the divine and the human sacrament, the standard of Christ and the standard of the devil, the camp of light and the camp of darkness. One soul cannot be due to two masters, God and Caesar." So you can see all three of those issues represented there in those quotes, but of course, when Constantine came along and married the church and the state, a lot of that really started to shift. The promise of escaping persecution and wielding power against others was too much. So check out the full episode for more.